So speaking of Donald Trump, he's not the maniac, but his spokeswoman is. Katrina Pearson makes mind-bendingly bizarre connection. Now, this woman is not all together. Let's put it that way.
Why would you say Katrina's not all together? I mean, I don't know Katrina, but like,
why do you think she is?
She's a spokesperson. Their job is to communicate a message. The fact that you don't have a good spokesperson means that the campaign's not all the way together.
Okay, well, let's talk about some of the tweets that she shared with the United States before she was a spokesperson. Okay? This corrupt country has a head Negro in charge. What is he doing for black children? He's helping everybody else. Why? March 2013. She also shared this choice gem. President Obama's dad born in Africa, Mitt Romney's dad born in Mexico. Any pure breeds left? Right? So, here's my thing. Of course, we're talking about Donald Trump.
Are there any other? There's no more tweets, right?
No.
Good, thank God.
Because how could it get worse than that? Right? Hitting all the buttons. Donald Trump is not a rational actor. But you would think that when you're hiring people for your campaign, part of doing due diligence is to hire people and do a quick background check. And in this era, you can get a pretty good idea of
Google.
Where someone's at by just scrolling through their Twitter feed and just reading. These are just thoughts that people have. And people are generally not smart enough to not share their racist thoughts with the American people. Right? So she shared these in 2013. Did not stop her from getting this job.
Yeah, okay.
Okay? I mean, what are you, defending her?
No, I was going to say, well, she's black. Oh, she's of color. Yeah, I don't know if she's black or not.
I don't know what you...
She's of color. You've never seen her before?
No, she is, but she's calling herself a half-breed. So I guess she might be half black, half white. This is a quote. Look, these tweets, I'm an activist and I'm a half-breed. I'm always getting called a half-breed. On Twitter, when you're fighting with Twitter and even the establishment, you go back at them in the same silliness they're giving you, so I myself am a half-breed. Right?
So she's mixed. She's mulatto.
Isn't that an inappropriate...
Mulatto?
Is that... I thought that's not PC.
What's wrong with being... What's wrong with mulatto? When did mulatto become... I mean, all right, so I don't want to be Ben Carson about not being PC. I think mulatto is fine. Mulatto is a historical term.
I mean, I know it is, but...
Mulatto.
Is mulatto a racist term? We could look this up online. And okay, it's considered offensive by some.
Being mulatto is sort of...
Yeah.
I guess.
Racerelations.com calls it a derogatory racial term to avoid in public.
Sorry,
does that mean you're allowed to say it in private?
So if
Richard just said it on YouTube.
So if I offended anybody for that comment, in all seriousness, my apologies.
Well done. See, that's a good apology. He means it.
I do. No, I really do, because I really didn't know.
Yep.
I mean, I thought it was fine to say the M word.
The M word. Now we know. The more you know. Okay.
The more you know.
Speaking of...
But half-breed is clearly offensive, which you called yourself. It's like calling yourself an N-er.
Right. I mean, and I think that that's like a good deflection, right? I mean, I don't know. It's classic, like, weird psychology. It's like, I said something offensive, so I'm going to be like, well, I'm that too, so it's not offensive.
Yeah. I get it. Well, she's not that smart.
We'll close on that. Okay, Ben Carson spouting some vintage gibberish. We haven't heard much about Ben Carson recently because a funny thing happens when you stop gaining traction in the polls.
Well, no, I think
everyone realizes you're insane.
Like, part of that's Ted Cruz. Well, okay, so there's this big controversy going on. I don't know if this is the Maniac thing.
No, we can talk about that.
Controversy.
No, I think it's
so
good. He
said, I guess at a rally, that after Iowa, or before the Iowa caucus, he said, I'm going to go home and get a change of clothes, and then I'm going to go to New Hampshire. And now Ted Cruz's campaign says that it didn't come from the campaign, but basically the campaign said that after...
CNN reported what Ben Carson said, and they took it and they spun it. So, I mean, they're saying...
Ben Carson didn't spin it. Ted Cruz campaign spun it and said it means he's dropping out the race after Iowa. But what Ben Carson was really trying to say was, I'm going home to get a change of clothes.
I'm going to stop by the house... pick up a couple more copies of my book to sell while I'm my final leg of the...
I get it, but my point is this. 1, you're running for president. 2, you should never announce that you're going back home for a couple of days. Clearly, even Bernie Sanders went home, and you didn't really notice until he went home. I was watching an interview, and the interview was from Burlington, Vermont.
Right.
And so he probably stopped home for an hour or two.
And people go home.
People go home.
They have other things that.
But like, I don't know why. I don't know. Well, the reason why Ted Cruz got away with that, sort of, I guess it'd be a lie or whatever.
Well, what it is
because
like
Ben Carson's so stupid.
Yeah, and so they actually.
Why would you say that?
The Carson camp is saying that Ted Cruz actually stole votes from them because they sent this message out to Ben Carson's people, and they said, "Hey, Ben has basically intimated that he's dropping out.
All he was really trying to say is, going to home.
Can we get your vote? Like, will you transfer your Carson vote over to Ted Cruz?"
And I mean, that could have made him win Iowa.
I mean, I think it's unlikely that that's
one
actually
percentage
true.
point could have let him win Iowa. I don't know.
No.
But I mean, either way, I mean, what Ben was really trying to say is, I'm going home to get some clean draws. But I'm like, yo, Ben, you sold a lot of books. You can go to Walmart or Walgreens or CVS or hell, the Salvation Army, and buy yourself some draws. They might not be clean, the Salvation Army, but the other places they might be. And you could buy yourself a new suit. I mean, I just don't know why you didn't. I don't know why you didn't. But what did he do dumb this time?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like that the tactic is very like middle school election.
Well,
I mean, it's not like, I don't know. I don't find it to be offensive. Okay, so we're not even going to talk about it because I think this is the new Maniac.
What, that he decided he was going to... So who's the Maniac here?
Oh, it was Ben Carson. But
who's the Maniac in this story? Is it Ted Cruz or is it Ben Carson? I actually think it's Ben Carson because he gave the Ted Cruz people...
He gave him the ammo, and he made a top... I mean, that's like a
tactical
blunder.
error.
Like, if you hire any veteran campaign staff, I mean...
Well, he doesn't have any staff. He laid off 50 people today.
Right. Well, and he's been spending all of his donation money just paying out like ridiculous amounts to consultants, like hundreds of thousands of dollars,
including his boy Armstrong.